Before we begin, allow the currents to cradle you gently. Relax your dorsal fin, release the tension in your tail flukes. If you are wearing shoes, kindly remove them. If you are not wearing shoes, you are already exceeding expectations. Take a slow, deep breath of seawater. If you are human, please substitute air. You are drifting, drifting, drifting into a state of total relaxation, where the only thing you can hear is my soothing cetacean voice and the faint surface noise of a well-loved instructional LP. If you feel an urge to cluck like a chicken, enroll in a correspondence course, or purchase a self-improvement pamphlet advertised on the back cover, do not be alarmed. That is simply your mid-century subconscious attempting to optimize itself. And now, as you return to full awareness, welcome to Finnley's Audio Adventures, where today we explore the curious world of self-help and hypnosis records.
Swimming deep in the ocean, meet Finnley the dolphin. Always on the lookout for records that have been forgotten. From old advertising jingles and budget harmonies, Finnley will share them all and dive into the mystery.
Today's program features 3 records that promise transformation through suggestion, relaxation, and unwavering confidence in the power of the human mind. Vandermeide, Learn Self-Hypnosis. Lee R. Steiner, Sounds of Self-Hypnosis Through Relaxation. And Charles M. Simmons, The Magic Key. While we explore these records, remember, relaxation techniques and guided imagery can help some people, but vinyl is not a substitute for qualified medical or psychological care. Our first record is from a man who made a career out of convincing complete strangers to fall asleep on command. Benjamin Vandermeide, performing as Vandermeide, spent decades working as a stage hypnotist across Europe and the United States. By the 1990s, he had settled into a steady run of Saturday night performances in Utah, where audiences returned week after week to watch volunteers forget their own names and impersonate farm animals. It was part psychology, part showmanship, and occasionally part comedy, especially when the volunteers began clucking like chickens. This record is his attempt to take that same process and hand it directly to you. No stage, no audience, no spotlight, just you, a record player, and a very confident voice explaining that you are about to become deeply relaxed. But recordings like this reveal another side of the profession. Many hypnotists believe these techniques could also be used for self-discipline, relaxation, and personal improvement. As you listen to the opening of this recording, notice the pacing of the voice, the slow repetition, the calm reassurance, and the steady rhythm that hypnotists rely on to guide a listener into relaxation. If you begin to feel a little calmer by the end of the excerpt, the record is working exactly as intended.
This is Vandermeide. The purpose of this record is mainly for instructions to learn self-hypnosis, not to get hypnotized. Before I start to teach you how to hypnotize yourself, let me explain something about hypnosis and the many ways you can better yourself through hypnosis. So first of all, I want you to make sure that you are comfortable and relax as much as you can. And I want you either sitting down or lying, and make sure that you are very comfortable. Now, hypnosis is a wonderful science, as old as the world. It is a state of mind where you can reach your subconscious through the power of suggestion. It is a condition that resembles sleep, self-induced or by a hypnotist. And now, let me give you some of the many ways you can better yourself through hypnosis. For instance, you can use it in sports to better yourself, to make a better bowler or golfer. There are many, many ways you can use this. You can use it in memory training to be able to remember the things that you have learned and have studied, and to be able to recall the things that you forgot. There are many, many ways that you can use this hypnosis for. Major operations are performed in hospitals without any anesthetic whatsoever or any pain. And bad habits can be broken and be replaced by good habits. You can gain weight or lose weight very easily and use your hypnosis, your self-hypnosis for this. Now, hypnosis will always relax you. It is the most wonderful feeling in your life to relax, because hypnosis relaxes you completely. And this alone is worthwhile. But to get full benefit from hypnosis, you will have to learn how to hypnotize yourself so you can give yourself instructions to your subconscious mind. And those suggestions will benefit you later on. Once you have done this, you will get the results you want. And my purpose on this record is to teach you how you can actually give yourself suggestions and be able to go in hypnosis so you can get full benefit from this. First of all, I will have to have you relax so I can talk to you and so you can listen to me. And while you are relaxed, I can show you how you can actually hypnotize yourself. So first of all, I want you to make sure that you are very comfortable and relax as much as you can. I want you to either sit down or lie down and make sure that you are very comfortable and you got your mind made up that you are going to listen to the record. And now, while you are sitting there or lying there, paying attention, you get very calm and very calm. While you are listening to my voice, your eyes are getting very heavy. And your whole body is becoming heavier and heavier and more relaxed. Your muscles start to relax completely. You start to relax completely. And every second that passes by, while you are listening to my voice, you are getting more and more relaxed. So completely relaxed. Slowly but surely, you are starting to relax. I want you to relax as much as you can, without trying too hard. It will become natural, and every time you listen to this record, you will relax more and more until you have relaxed so completely, until you can instantly sit down and listen to this record and just fall in deep relaxation. This is the purpose of this record, for you to relax, because once you relax, then I will give you the instructions for you to go in deep hypnosis instantly. And I will give you those instructions so you can hypnotize yourself. But right now, until then, you are still relaxing. You keep on using this part of this record to relax. If any emergency arises, your eyes will always open up and you will be alert instantly. All right, you are getting more and more comfortable and are becoming more and more tired. You are getting sleepier and sleepier, but it feels good. Your eyelids are getting heavier and heavier now. Your eyelids are getting heavier and heavier. As a matter of fact, you want to close those heavy eyelids and listen to my voice. And my voice will put you deeper and deeper relaxed. And now think of your legs, how heavy they feel. They feel so heavy. You are getting sleepier and sleepier. It feels so good to relax completely. You go deeper and deeper relax. Deeper and deeper relax you go all the time. Feeling fine, feeling wonderful.
So just to be clear, you are not being hypnotized. You are simply being guided, very calmly, into a state of deep relaxation, while someone repeatedly tells you that you are becoming more and more relaxed, which, functionally, sounds identical. But I'm sure there's a very important distinction somewhere in there. By the time we reach the second half of the record, Vandermeide assumes something rather ambitious, namely that you've already learned self-hypnosis during the first half. So listen carefully as he begins explaining how to use your newly acquired hypnotic abilities. After all, if a single phonograph record can teach you hypnosis, the possibilities from here must be enormous.
This is Vandermeide again, talking to you. And I take it that you have studied the first part of this record and understand everything that I have told you. And you have practiced and have learned how to hypnotize yourself. If this is not true, do not use this part of this record yet. Make sure that you first understand everything on the first part of this record and have practiced and have learned how to hypnotize yourself. Now for this part of this record, it is not necessary for you to relax yourself or to put yourself into hypnosis. Of course, if you are relaxed, the instructions will be more easier to follow and be able to remember them easier. So relax if you want. This site is simply for instructions for me to give to you so you can benefit from your self-hypnosis. So you can use suggestions with your self-hypnosis and how you can accomplish this. When you are ready to use your self-hypnosis for more than relaxation, like you always get once you hypnotize yourself, and if you have practiced self-hypnosis, you will probably find you are more relaxed and you probably feel better. So hypnosis will always relax you. It will always feel good to get hypnotized, but it is the suggestions that you give yourself just before you hypnotize yourself that can really benefit you. I will show you how you can actually do this. I will give you those instructions right now. When you are ready to hypnotize yourself, you are comfortable again, make sure that you are lying or sitting, just like before, like you have been doing, and like you know how to do. Then, when you are comfortable, you already have your object picked out that you want to concentrate on, and you already told yourself you're going to hypnotize yourself for 3 minutes, and you already mentioned to yourself when any emergency arises, you will be wide awake and alert. You probably will be more alert in any emergency than if you wasn't hypnotized, because under hypnosis, you are more aware what goes on around you. And then, when you're ready to hypnotize yourself, and you want to use your self-hypnosis for some specific purpose to better yourself, let's say it is to break a habit you have, then just before you're ready to hypnotize yourself, I want you to give yourself a positive suggestion, a brief, positive suggestion. For instance, you might have a habit of overeating, so you might say to yourself, from now on, I will have the willpower, the confidence in myself, so I will be eating sensible, the right kind of food until I have reached the desired weight that I want. And you repeat this suggestion about 5 times and visualize whatever you want to accomplish. Picture in your mind and try to see the end results and what you want to accomplish.
I admire the confidence. You've practiced, you've learned it. Everything is working. Now just visualize your goals clearly and repeat them 5 times, which is either a powerful mental technique or a very polite way of saying, commit to the bit. And just like that, you've graduated from student to hypnotist, all from a 12-inch record which doesn't require you to drive to the office of a therapist and costs hundreds of sand dollars less. Our next record approaches the same idea from a much more structured and academic direction. Steiner was a psychologist, lecturer, and author who spent years studying how people think, feel, and respond to stress. Unlike the stage performers, Steiner presents this as a methodical process rather than a spectacle. The record is designed as a guided exercise. You are expected to follow along, physically and mentally, step by step. Relax the body, quiet the mind, and observe your own reactions. And eventually, reach what she describes as a deeper level of mental calm. It is less theatrical, but no less ambitious.
The recording will have its greatest usefulness if you do not listen to it before you try it. Your first acquaintance with it should be while following its instructions. You need no special preparations. The recording tells you everything you need to know. Merely take your record player and the record into a quiet room where you can be alone for at least an hour. Then turn on the recording and begin to follow its instructions immediately. If you're the type of person who must listen before you try it, then don't attempt to follow the instructions at all on your first hearing. You can't try just a piece of the recording and expect to obtain results. Either you should become a student from the first experience with the record, when you still don't even know the method, or study the method in full before you try it. You need the method from beginning to end, to experience it from beginning to end, if it's to have any meaning to you. You can't learn this method intellectually. It's a process of emotional learning. You must try the full recording before you can understand it. And like everything else in life, the results will be in exact proportion to the sincerity and diligence with which you approach your task. May I state emphatically that this recording will not cure you of anything. It's not intended to take the place of a psychiatrist or a psychoanalyst or a psychologist. It likewise promises only that it will help normal people make fuller use of their personalities. Deep relaxation, the kind one achieves in self-hypnosis, brings us closer to our real selves, with the superficial anxieties and worries of daily living out of the way. The record is not intended for amusement or entertainment. It was recorded with the cooperation of individuals who knew nothing at all about self-hypnosis and were experiencing the method for the first time. The pacing and timing is therefore geared to the novice, the person who has no acquaintance with the method and wants to learn it. The 3 subjects who were in the studio at the time of the recording learned to take themselves into self-hypnosis within the span of this recording. All of them were, of course, normal people. They wanted the method as a tool to make the most of their personalities. You may need some time to get acquainted with the method, since some people learn more slowly than others. However, if you try it faithfully for a while and still have difficulty, I'll be most happy to hear from you, and I'll try to give you some more detailed instructions. So, good luck with the great adventure of exploring your larger self.
That opening instruction is doing a lot of work. Be sure to take your record player into a quiet room for an hour. Don't listen first. Just follow along. It won't cure anything, but if you approach it with sincerity and diligence, it will absolutely do something. Also, an hour feels a little ambitious. Personally, I find 10 minutes in a quiet room is usually more than sufficient. But I suppose it depends on what you're trying to accomplish.
The first and most important thing is for you to learn to relax. And I'm going to teach you some very simple methods. First, make yourself comfortable. Take off your jackets, your ties, loosen any belts you might have. Take off your shoes. Make yourself really, really comfortable. If there's anything at all in your clothing that's tight, loosen it up. This is extremely important. You should not be aware in any way that you have clothing. Now it is possible, when you really learn to relax later, that you be able to do it standing up, sitting on an ordinary chair, lying on a couch, in any place. But in this initial part, when you're just learning the techniques, I suggest you just lie down on the floor. Select a floor that has a rug and spread a sheet or a blanket or something on the floor and just lie down flat on the floor and make yourself real comfortable. Relax as much as you can, because on the floor you're able to relax every part of your body, and on a couch or on a chair you're not initially. That's right. Now just make yourself real comfortable as you can possibly be. Relax every part of yourself. Now take a very deep breath, and if you feel your belt or anything else, loosen it. Loosen your belts, your ties, your brassieres, your corsets, anything that's in any way tight. Now take a great big belly breath. If you feel your clothing at all, open them, loosen them. You should not be aware of any part of your clothing. You should be able to relax completely. All right, I'm going to teach you a few very simple rules for relaxation. There's nothing new about them. The yogi knew them years and years ago. The way to relax is to recognize tension. Now I'm going to ask you to try a few things just for exercise. I want you to wrinkle your brow very tightly. You see how that gives you a sense of worry? Just the muscles wrinkling up in that way give you the feeling of worry. Now relax completely. Relax. Now I'm going to ask you to grit your teeth tight. Just close your teeth tightly together. Do you see how that gives you the sense of anger? Let go. Let go completely. You can get a great many emotions just by tightening up your muscles. Now try something else. Shrug your shoulders real high toward your ears. Shrug them up, shrug them up. You see how your whole body is filled with fear. And this is the essence of what we call psychosomatic medicine. You tighten up every organ in your body so it can't function. Now let go. Let go completely. I'm going to show you this thing in toto. If you will stiffen up your entire body and raise yourself from the middle so that you are propping your body on your heels and the back of your head, I will give you the total sensation of what tension can do to you. Tighten up your whole body so that you're resting on your heels and the back of your head. You see what tension can do for you? In that condition, you couldn't think straight, you couldn't do anything. This is the damage that tension can do to your body. Now relax completely. Relax, and I'm going to teach you how to relax individual parts of your body so you will recognize tension wherever it is. This is the important part of learning how to relax, that you recognize tension at any time and be able to relax any part of your body at any time at a moment's notice. Now let's try again, going from the top of your head down to your feet, and I want you to tense up each part of your body in succession. Wrinkle your brow and wrinkle it very, very tight. Now relax completely. Relax completely. The only way you'll begin to recognize tension is in the difference between tightening up and relaxing. Now grit your teeth. Completely tight, tight, tight.
So now we've learned that you can generate emotions. Mechanically, tighten your face one way. That's worry. Tighten your face another way. That's anger, which suggests your emotional life may be surprisingly adjustable. Our final record takes a slightly different path. Instead of focusing on hypnosis directly, it moves into the broader world of personal success and self-improvement. This is the magic key, a record built around the idea that there is some internal mechanism that separates those who succeed from those who do not. It opens with dramatic storytelling, then builds toward a set of principles that promise to unlock that success. The implication is clear. If you understand the key, you can apply it, and if you can apply it, you will apparently know exactly what to do next.
Nearly 4 decades ago, a young boy hurried off to a small Kansas school, just as he did every morning. Arriving ahead of the teacher and the other children, it was his job to light the fire in the old barrel stove. On this morning, however, the stove proved faulty, and within minutes the tinderbox school was in flames. Other students arrived just barely in time to drag the unconscious and badly burned lad from the flaming schoolhouse. For days he lay at home in a coma. The doctor told his mother, "Your son will never live." But the boy heard that statement, and even in his semi-conscious state, made up his mind. He wanted to live. Finally, it became evident that the crisis was past. Even then, the family physician could see little hope, and he told the mother that it would almost have been better had the boy died, for he could never walk again. His legs were so badly burned. They were nearly charred, each one a giant, blackened blister. But again, the pessimistic physician had not considered the spirit within the small boy. As the months went by, he had his mother massage his legs daily. Slowly, agonizingly, they began to force life back into those long, unused muscles. Finally, the day came when he could get out of bed. Using 2 chairs as crutches, he painfully dragged himself around the house. In order to get to school, he had to ride in a wagon, while other children could run and play. This, however, served only to fan the fire of determination within him. Around his home there was a white picket fence, and were you to visit that home, you would have seen just inside the fence a narrow path, a path worn smooth by the young lad dragging himself from picket to picket, forcing his legs to move, as if by sheer willpower he could drive new life into once dead tissue. Around and around he went, until the day came when he could walk alone. Yes, the boy who was supposed to die, he who would never walk, now began to trot to school, and then to run. Every time he had an errand, he ran. He ran for the sheer joy of running. He ran for the thrill of feeling the power pulsating through those once dead legs. He ran and ran on into the University of Kansas. He went out for the track team. And finally, in Madison Square Garden, I had the privilege of watching this young man who was never supposed to live, who was never supposed to walk, who would surely never run. And I watched Glenn Cunningham run the world's fastest mile. Why? How? What is this that enables some men to overcome unto tremendous achievement and accomplishment, while others, with every opportunity before them, bury themselves in the mire of mediocrity? What is the difference? Have they some secret power? Have they found a magic key to motivating others, to unlocking the minds of customers and prospects and friends? These are searching questions, and in the final analysis, we must turn the searchlight in, for the magic key is your burning desire. Your burning desire. Oh, the power that you have if we can kindle within your mind and thinking a genuine, deep down, burning desire. And therein lies the purpose of this record.
That is an aggressively grim way to open a self-improvement record. Nothing like a traumatic childhood incident to really set the tone. I appreciate that the record doesn't ease you into it. We go straight from hello to catastrophic life event. I guess they're going for the overcoming adversity trope. In other words, if he could come back from that, you really don't have much of an excuse, now do you? And then we go from whatever that was to talking about your desire. Not just desire, but a burning desire, strong enough to overcome obstacles, strong enough to define your future. From my experience, that kind of burning desire usually comes with a very predictable conclusion. Maybe I'm just not applying myself properly. Either way, that is apparently the key, the magic key. Side B has a dramatic shift in tone. It comes off less like a course in sales from a correspondence school, and more about relaxation, and maybe more.
Make yourself comfortable. Relax. Rest. Relax completely. If you are lying on a couch or bed, lie upon your back. Feel yourself sinking deeper, deeper down into the couch or bed, and into complete relaxation. Use a pillow if you wish. Put your legs out straight. Let them lie loosely and relaxed. Place your arms by your sides. Make yourself very comfortable. If you are using a chair, rest your head on the back if you can. Straighten your legs out in front of you. Let your hands rest gently in your lap. Adjust yourself to your most comfortable position. Now close your eyes. Let your whole body relax. Concentrate on the sound of my voice. Outside noises will not disturb you. You will hear only the sound of my voice. You will have no desire to open your eyes. They too are relaxing in cool, refreshing relaxation. During these next few minutes, you will relax completely. Your body and mind will relax completely. New energy will flow into your body and mind. When you get up, your whole being will be filled with energy, dynamic energy, and irresistible enthusiasm. Tonight, and every night as you sleep, you will rest completely, immediately relaxing, falling deeply and soundly asleep. You will rest better than ever before, and when you arise, you will be ready for vigorous, productive activity. So for these next few minutes, relax completely. Submerge your mind in peacefulness. Set aside all the worries and problems of the day. Picture a peaceful green valley. As you lie in refreshing relaxation, the tension is leaving your mind and body. As you relax, you will feel better than you have ever felt before. You are calm and peaceful, as if you were floating on a lazy white cloud. Every nerve and muscle is relaxed. Your toes are relaxed, completely relaxed. Your feet are relaxed. Your ankles are relaxed. Your knees are relaxed. Your legs are completely relaxed, and you feel wonderful. The muscles of your abdomen are loose and calm and relaxed. Tension is leaving your body. Your worries are gone. Peace is filling your mind. Realizing that you have an unlimited ability for accomplishment and for big production, you are calm and confident and relaxed. All the muscles of your back are relaxed. Your shoulders are relaxed. Your arms are relaxed. Your hands and fingers are relaxed, gently and completely. You are floating on that soft, fleecy, lazy white cloud. The muscles of your face are relaxing. Your eyes are closed and cool and quietly resting.
Well, that escalated into stillness very quickly. Relax, rest, let everything go. Close your eyes. At a certain point, you do start to wonder how many more steps there are. And then there's that organ in the background. Not a cheerful organ, not even a church organ. More of a slow, steady, final arrangement. So with all the instructions to relax, remain still and keep your eyes closed, I can only assume we've crossed over into something a bit more permanent. Final. Mid-century motivational media often distilled complex socioeconomic realities into tidy personal formulas. While focus and goal setting can indeed help, they tend to work best when accompanied by resources, opportunity, and a landlord who accepts enthusiasm as partial payment. These records reflect a moment when technology, psychology, and optimism converged in the grooves of vinyl. They promise transformation through relaxation, discipline, and the belief that the mind could be guided toward better habits. Some techniques, like guided relaxation and visualization, remain useful today. Others reveal the marketing language and cultural assumptions of their era. All remind us that the desire to improve ourselves is as old as the tides. If you take anything from today's episode, let it be this: real change rarely arrives by mail, and no record can replace qualified care. But a quiet moment, a slow breath, and a willingness to reflect can still carry us a long way. And now, my tranquil tide riders, as this journey through suggestion, self-improvement, and long-playing persuasion comes to an end, I will bring you gently back to full waking awareness. In a moment, you will hear a soft click and a cheerful whistle, and when you do, you will awaken from your trance feeling refreshed, optimistic, and perhaps faintly inclined to reorganize your sock drawer. But before you return, these positive suggestions will remain with you. You will carry Vandermeide's confidence, remembering that focus and practice can sharpen your mind. You will carry Steiner's calm, knowing that a slow breath and a quiet moment can steady the currents of your day. And you will carry Simmons's enthusiasm, setting goals with clarity, even if your empire begins with something modest, like finishing the laundry. You are now fully awake, alert, and possibly wondering why you feel an urge to sit up straighter and make a sensible plan. Until next time, keep your minds relaxed, your goals reasonable, and your record spinning at the correct speed. This is Finnley, wishing you calm seas and clear currents.